Hello, everyone. As we know, Canada has gotten a women's professional league, and we have a franchise here in Toronto, um, AFC Toronto, and we have one of the stars of the team. Maybe I'll ask her to introduce herself and tell us a little of a Caribbean background.
Okay, my name is Nikayla Small, but a lot of people know me by Nikki. And my family, well, my dad's side of the family is from Jamaica, and then my mom's side of the family is from St. Vincent.
Okay, so did you go back to these places? You have these roots in you, or how does that work?
Yes, I've been to both places. So yes, I've experienced both lifestyles, and honestly, I love the islands.
So SVG is in the house. So what got you into the football/soccer?
Oh, my family. A lot of my family growing up played soccer, so I just watched them, and I was like, I want to play that too.
So you never tried any other sport besides the soccer?
I've played a lot of sports growing up. Like I ran track, I did volleyball, flag football, cross country. I've done it all, but soccer is the one I mainly stuck with.
Okay. So the thing is, you're a professional athlete now. You see that coming? How did that came into fruition?
At first, obviously there was no Canadian league, so there was obviously no aspirations really to play back home. But as I got older, obviously, I guess the turning point was getting recruited to universities in the States. I'm like, wow, I can really do this as a job. And from there on, I committed to Wake Forest, and throughout my 4 years, Canada obviously came out with a league, and I was like, yeah, let me come back home and play and make history.
Hey, so this was there any challenges along the way? Any advice you can give to like younger players? I mean, that sounds very easy. So, is there any challenges that any young person, a younger person, because I know you're not that old, younger person need to encounter?
Well, obviously playing sports, there's gonna be adversity, like that's a given. In my college years, I experienced a long-term injury that kept me out for a whole season, and I think in that moment, it would be really easy to just give up because you're not playing the sport. But I think that drive and dedication, of you just loving the sport will carry you through the whole injury process, and ultimately willing you to continue playing the sport. So I think in that whole aspect of my career, the adversity part, to never give up, obviously, and yeah, to continue chasing your dreams.
And based on that, there's an educational part based on the injury.
Yeah, sports is not forever. You can tell, obviously, you're playing through your younger years. Like as you get older, you're not going to obviously move the same. So I preach getting an education and having a backup plan after soccer.
Okay, specifically on you now. I've been watching you since the season started.
Mhm.
Um, as I say, I didn't think the team started that well, but you seem to be taking on players. You have this uncanny ability to come from a dribble into a hard tackle. What's your headspace in terms of going into a game? Based on the intensity, I mean, skillful players don't really tackle as hard as you do. So what's the whole mindset going into these games, and what you feel when you have the ball versus when the opponent have the ball?
I think going into the game, I've said this a lot, I do have a very meticulous routine, so I keep to it every single game day, so I know the outcome's going to be the same every single time. And also going back to my injury portion of my life, obviously growing up I didn't really take soccer for granted, but being injured I was like, wow, I really missed this. So going into my years after the injury, I was like every time I step on the field, whatever I have that day or whatever I got going on, I'm gonna give 100% on the field. And I think I've shown that throughout the season. No matter what, I'm gonna put in a hard tackle. I'm not gonna let somebody beat me easily. And if I'm going at somebody, I'm gonna make sure I beat them or dribble through them. take it very seriously, as in like I want to win all my battles.
So, okay, um, you scored a big goal. You scored some big goals during the season. All right, I saw that. You scored a, I consider it a big one, knowing that you already clinched, but the last game of the season you scored the winner. You have scorers on the team, Esther and right? So
Hmm.
how you determine, do you just go by the flow of the game, or when the team, I mean, at the last game of the season, it was 1-1, you already won, and for some reason you came in and take that setup from Esther and bury it. So how you feel towards scoring and how you change that whole dynamic?
Well, growing up, I've never really been a big scorer, so I don't know if you could see every time I celebrate, I'm very happy because I don't score that much. I haven't scored this much in a long time. So yeah, scoring 6 goals this season so far, I've obviously been really excited, but again, like I just think whatever I can to help the team really, like as a midfielder in me, I love to assist. So I do think an assist, a really good assist is better than a goal. But like, getting on the score sheet too is like very special. And any way that I can help the team, I'm like very happy.
So you don't really have a standard celebration scene that is it fair to say that you don't really go into a game expecting to score? You're going into the game expecting what, to win?
Yeah. I go into the game, like obviously however the game flows, like I try to help my team the best way I can. If that's scoring, like I'd love to do that for the team. So yeah.
Okay, so now you're into the postseason. You win the Supporters Shield. Now,
Hmm.
a little more about the team concept now. For some reason, you end up in a streak. 6-10 the season, regular season, and now in the playoff. What
Hmm.
point in this season did you think you guys turned it around? For you, your game, when you got totally comfortable, I know you're confident all along. I could tell that by the way you play. But any point in the season where you guys figure you got this?
Honestly, I truly believe we were fully confident in our abilities from game one. It's just how the game went. Like we just weren't able to score. And I think the turning point really was in Ottawa. I think just us being from Toronto and like almost every team is against us essentially from day one. I think going into our first home game at York Lions Stadium, I think there was a switch and like we cannot be losing anymore. And I think you saw that on the field. It was like it was a 2-1 game. Like it was pretty close, but like everyone was fighting for that win. And like we honestly went into that game thinking that we weren't going to lose. And I think from there on, like we've continued to grow and grow until we're the team that we are now.
What do you think of the Super League?
Just as a whole.
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
the competition you faced before and what you're facing now, and I know the winning is a little is going to influence you.
I like it. Obviously, this is my first year going pro, so I didn't know what to expect. And then it's a new league too, so that's also another whole new aspect to it. And I think so far, like honestly, at the beginning when I started, I didn't think a lot of people would know about it. And just going to BMO and seeing all the stands filled, I was like, wow, like people are coming to support us and they don't even know who we are. And like that support continued all throughout the season. So like honestly, it was just truly a special experience because I never thought it would be this big.
And the experience of now your teammates and do you envision that you will have it this good on with your teammates because you always seem happy, I guess you're enjoying yourself, you're thinking the right fit.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, my teammates are great. Like we're so funny. Like every day at training, like we're always laughing and joking around. And I think just coming to training every day, obviously this is not a job to me. Like I just love playing soccer. Like it's just so fun. And to come in and like be surrounded by so many great people, it's again truly special.
So next step up, you Canada, the Canadian team. How you look at that? Is that a challenge for you? You think you're capable of representing? How you look at it?
Honestly, I'm just whatever opportunity comes, like I'm looking great like forward to that. So yeah, if it comes, it comes. Like I'd be happy to represent, but again, I'm just living in the present and like happy in the moment.
All right. So I want to wish you all the best. You stay safe, away from injury. See you be on the field. All right.
Perfect.
All
Thank you so much.
right. All right. You take care.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.